All right, Cam, we're going live, okay? The bottom.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Let me apologize for the delay, having a little technical difficulty, but I do want to come on today real quick and just finish up what we started for the month of September. Can you believe that September is over with, basically already getting ready to go into October? We are literally right around the corner from the holidays. I can't believe it. But I just want to give you something real quick. We were talking this month about starting where you stand, and that's literally putting some action with those goals and aspirations that you have. So many of us, we delay and delay and delay and delay and never really see any forward movement in what we are trying to do with our lives. So, and as a result, we become stagnant. We remain in one place, and so forth and so on. But we're talking about the best, most perfect place to start is right where you are. A lot of us go through things emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even physically, and we allow those types of things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis to keep us from moving forward towards our goals and aspirations. I read something in a book. I think the author name was Aaron Worley, that said that doing cancels out doubting. Doing is what cancels out doubt. And I totally agree with that. Have tried it, put forth some action. We sit around and we say, this will never happen. I'll never have this. I'll never be anybody. Nobody likes me. And we stay stuck in that mindset for so long. And the longer you stay in that mindset, the more and more time goes by, and you tend not to have that forward progression. And so, what we've talked about and spent time on this month is starting exactly where you stand at that particular moment. Like right now is the time for you to start doing things that will help you move towards the life and the lifestyle that you say you want. As long as you stay where you are without any movement, you just continue time and time again to watch time past. I asked you guys a couple of weeks ago to sort of kind of start writing down your goals and aspirations. And then I think I used as an example when I used to teach school and they had testing for the EOG or the end of grade testing. They would literally, the teachers would have to do what they call benchmark test every month. So every month or every other month, there was a test that was given just to make sure that the students were on the same track and the same vein that they needed to be on to make sure that they are prepared for the end of grade test. And so that's what I encourage you to do, is to set benchmarks, set little small goals that will let you know that you are headed towards that bigger goal. So for example, you can say, well, by the end of the year, which we only have 3 months left, you can say by the end of the year, I want to save $500. Well, that's big, and for some it may seem a little overwhelming to say and out of reach. But if you say, by the end of the month, by the end of October, I'll save $200, and you put a few dollars away every week, every day to go towards that goal, you understand that after you get to those 3 months, not only will you have saved $500, but you literally would have saved $600. So you will have exceeded your goal. And it's taking those little small steps that lead to the bigger ones that's helping you start where you stand. And I encourage you to do that. I'm not telling you something that I haven't tried. I'm telling you this because I've tried it. And when I make up my mind to do something, whether it's a bigger goal, I start using, like what I said about those benchmarks. I set little small goals that I know that I can reach within a day or reach within a week or a month, that will literally lead me to the goals that I've set as larger ones. So I encourage you to do that. Start where you stand. I also encourage you, if that's difficult for you, put it in a journal, write it down somewhere so that you will know, okay, this is what I plan to do by the end of the year. That's my first step. And your literal first step will be writing it down in your journal. Look at that every day. Make it a point to look at it every single day, 2 or 3 times a day. That's your second step. So you've written it down, and now you're going to go back and look for it every day. And the third step is you literally put something together. Doing gets rid of doubting. So put something together that you can see as an action item that you're going to accomplish. And I guarantee you will see that forward movement. And after a while, it will just happen naturally. It's not something that you will have to give a lot of thought to. It's not something that you have to really sit down and plan for. You literally will be able to do that without thinking about it. And it keeps you in that forward trajectory. And I think that that's the problem with so many of us. We sit down and we have these big ideas, and we have these wild dreams of things that we want to be, do, or have, but we never put any action items to those dreams to make sure that they happen. And I think that when you start right there, right in this very moment, you could literally start doing something that will help move you towards a dream or a goal that causes excitement in you. I know at least it does for me. As long as I can check stuff off of my list, it keeps me excited. It keeps me motivated and inspired to keep doing something. So like every day I'll wake up, and if there's a goal that I have, like I said, I'm used to breaking mine down into smaller goals. So I'll wake up and I'll be like, okay, this is what I'm going to accomplish today. This is how I'm going to show myself that I'm being productive today. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. If it's writing a book, I'll write a chapter today. Tomorrow, my goal may be to edit that chapter. The next day, my goal may be to get somebody else to help edit the chapter. So it's constant moving forward. The next one is another chapter, and then another chapter, and another chapter. There's always progression, and I don't have to wonder if the book is going to get written. Doing gets rid of doubting, and there is no doubt in my mind that as long as I am constantly moving forward, that it will get done. Everything that I need to happen will happen. And that's what I encourage you to do. You got to stop making excuses for not doing. Everybody, it's crazy. I was looking at TikTok the other day, and this TikTok came across my feed that says, that a billionaire and a poor person has the same amount of hours to use every single day. A CEO and a person that does absolutely nothing have the same amount of hours that they can use. We all have 24 hours in a day, and you get to determine how you're going to use your 24 hours. And that's what I encourage you to do. We always say, well, I don't have enough time. 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 I wonder how these have enough time, and they be family men and women, to be mothers and fathers, to be volunteers. They all have the same amount of time as we have. So I encourage you, really, really encourage you, make sure you're doing something to move forward. Because if you're not moving forward, you become stagnant. There's a saying that it's like a tree sometimes. As the tree gets older and stops moving, it atrophies. And once anything atrophies, it becomes so brittle that it starts breaking, and it starts breaking down, and it dies. Literally, atrophy leads to death. And that's what happens to so many of us. We stop moving forward, we stop doing, and we end up losing so much that we could have literally had just by putting forth some type of action. All right. So I encourage you, and I'm done. Start where you stand, whatever you want to do, however life you want to create, whatever you want to create for yourself in life, start right there where you stand. Stop making excuses for why you cannot do something, and start making excuses or reasons for why you can. There's always a reason why you can do it. What is your why? determine what your why is, and start where you stand. And I guarantee you, set a goal that by the end of this year, such and such will happen. I will save money. I will go to the gym. I'll be in better health. I will mend broken relationships. I'll work on myself. I'll get a pedicure. Whatever the case may be, do that and work towards accomplishing that goal. Take baby steps and watch what happens in your life. And everything that you want to be, do, and or have will literally happen right before your eyes. You got to start where you stand. All right. You guys have a phenomenal rest of the day, Sunday afternoon. And we'll talk again next Sunday. I hope all is well. No technical difficulties. So we'll see you next Sunday. Have a great one. Bye.